gonna kill you.
What?
Seriously, stop it.
All right. Why don't you come on over and enjoy this view with me then?
It's great. It's the best.
Oh. Come on. We made it all the way up here just so you could wimp out on the last 2 steps.
She has vertigo.
Yeah. Yes, deal was to get up here, so.
All right, here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna get your ass over here, sit on the edge, or you can go down here on the kid seat and look at this view with me.
We can't miss training.
Really? Not even just for one night?
No.
Can we talk about it?
It's getting late.
Yeah. Okay.
Do not, it is too high.
Oh my God. You know, I don't think I can live like this anymore, Abby.
Owen, I'm serious, I will break up with you. Owen.
I always loved you.
Don't! Owen! Oh my God. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
First of all, it's making my vertigo weird. Real quick, before we jump in after him. Come on. What a dick. I'm all for being playful, helping people push past their boundaries, you know, a little bit if it's safe. But leveraging the connection that somebody has with you to put them into a binded experience where they are really past their boundaries is really not cool and is not a sign of love. Like, it's pretty obvious. Honestly, it's pretty manipulative. Also, even if jokingly, never threat suicide as a way to move somebody somewhere. Like, it's yucky, man. I hate everything about that interaction. First of all, he's not speaking clearly about what his actual intentions are. He's trying to push her past her boundary. He's trying to act all charismatic and like it's all cool and playful. It's very obvious she's not comfortable. She's trying to send messages that say, I don't want to do this. And he keeps fighting against her, and then he jumps off and puts her in a position to worry about him. Gross. I don't like that at all. Not great. So, don't be this person. This isn't. If I'm Abby here, I'm like, all right, fine. Hope he's fine. I'm climbing down the way that I want to go down, and immediately when I get down there, we're gonna either have a talk or we're done. But it's for Abby to decide. But we're going in after him because I don't think I can pull her back here.
Abby!
I'm down here, you asshole.
You jumped? And I missed it?
I thought you drowned.
And you came to my rescue?
No. I came to make sure you drowned.
I found something pretty awesome.
What?
I think you're gonna have to follow me to see it.
Owen, we have to go back.
All right, see you later, buddy.
We will.
Where's the ladder? I want nothing to do with this.
People are just starting to warm up to us. You keep showing up late to everything, it'll seem disrespectful.
They know what we've been through. We got at least like 2 more months of sympathy before we have to go full wolf.
Owen,
What are they gonna do? Kick out a bunch of displaced fireflies who have nowhere else to go?
maybe? I don't want to find out.
Think of it like this then. We're on patrol. We'll just tell them we ran into some infected.
They're so... Owen,
Just come see this thing.
Oh my god, dude. Show her some goddamn respect. Every single thing she says, he rebuts it. I got no time for this guy. Holy shit. Like, at least empathize with her. Don't be... Oh, man, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Now, at the same time, I will say this, and this is not victim blaming. This is just talking about the way these things happen interactionally. Abby, at any given point in time here, could say, nope, fuck you, I'm leaving, and make him uncomfortable and hold him accountable for this. Abby is ultimately going along with this, and, you know, she continues to joke with him, and she's following him, and I don't have a sense that this dude's, like, abusive, that she's in danger if she doesn't do this. That would be a different story. But she does follow, so, I mean, in some ways it does reinforce. Like, it's clear that words don't do the trick, and I would argue that words absolutely should do the trick. But action could be a good way to hold him accountable here. I'm leaving. If you want to go there, have fun, buddy, but... And if he kind of holds the relationship as a collateral for this decision, that's shitty. See you later, bud. I'm getting on this boat. I can't get on it. Okay.
what is this place?
I don't know.
You gonna keep going?
Fuck yeah.
Okay, so maybe this is a relationship dynamic for them. Maybe pushing each other's boundaries is something they do and they see as a way to facilitate intimacy. This is why context matters. We're seeing patterned behavior now. So it very well could be that this is endearing.
This place is crazy.
Maybe Abby's with him because she pushes her boundaries, and that's cool for her because it helps her step out of her shell. Maybe she stabilizes him. Hard to say. I just am generally not a fan of when people overly shove people past boundaries in like a very like gross way. Like, just state what you need clearly. But this could be a marker of this could be a dynamic in their relationship that's purely functional.
Zoos, but for fish.
An aquarium?
So
Zoos, but for fish.
Check this water pup out. I saw this seal the other day. It was covered in spots.
They don't have spots. They're brown.
Those are sea lions.
No. No, you don't know.
I know what I saw with my eyes.
And so, like we've done before, I don't think that it's any accident that we're having this memory at the point in time that we're in the present. This is a flashback to 3 years ago. So in the present, Abby is wanting to go after Owen and get him to join whatever group she's going to have to go to war against the Scars. And we're learning a little bit about why she has such strong convictions in that direction. I'll be curious to see what about this memory stands out to us and what makes this a tie that binds her to him such that she's willing to put herself at risk in order to go find him. I mean, it's obvious that they're dating here, but what is it about this particular memory that she's drawing upon it, or that it's intruding on her in this moment? I like to think about these things in context.
Hey, give me a hand with this.
Yep.
What is this place?
Well, clearly this is some sort of theater, but for fish.
What? Are you a rooster?
What? I'm a wolf. That's my wolf howl.
You're an idiot.
Yeah, but you love this idiot, so, I mean, what's that say about you?
Now, Abby had said that this is probably where Owen went, so that tells me that this has meaning to them. So I guess we get to learn why this would be the place that she would assume he went. There's a whole boat in here. This is awesome.
You think this sailboat was part of the show?
No, it looks like somebody turned this into a makeshift dock or something. You wanna check it out?
Do I want to check it out? Are you kidding me? We're already here, aren't we? It's still in pretty decent shape. Had salt and pepper. Oh.
There's some kids' clothes. Bet a family came through.
Look at these drawings.
I wonder what happened to him.
Maybe they joined the wolves.
Yeah, or got killed by scars.
Such an optimist.
Hmm.
Pretty damn good. I mean, they look like they're just drawings. I don't even know that they're things that we would interpret.
All right, enough of this boat. You want to go see the rest of the fish zoo?
You think there's more to see?
Of course. Let's go.
Okie dokie. So Abby has this way of engaging with him that we've kind of seen with other folks, which is that she is strong in her convictions, but also carries a infantile's not the right word, but she has this vibe that like you want to take care of her, and people seem to want to do that, and they treat her that way through their dialogue. Like, she will follow. She might throw an idea out there, but she follows despite her own boundaries and seems to be okay with that. Like this, even though she's given a little bit of resistance to Owen here, she still goes along with him. And he responds to her in like a very playful way, but also in the way that, like, at the very least kind of feigns a sense of respect for what it is that she has to offer. But she just has a very, like, you wanna take care of her and make sure she's okay vibe.
Think you can get through that?
Get me up there.
Yep.
And probably can hold her own when shit hits the fan, which is...
Here.
Okay. Holy shit! Look at you!
Pushed 185 pounds yesterday.
Yeah, right.
Damn.
So, we take a quick look around and then...
We head right back.
Uh-huh.
Except that this is nothing, and you're gonna beg me to stay.
Not happening.
Just wait. Any fish in there?
Doesn't seem to be.
Wonder if any of these are connected to the ocean.
Oh my god.
Whoa. You don't see that every day.
He wasn't wrong. It's pretty badass, man.
It's a tank in the floor.
Can you imagine this place filled with people?
I can.
Kids laughing, running around. Different world, right?
So, okay. Even though it was a shitty way to get us here,
It's mine.
it seems like it's very thoughtful.
You can visit.
Oh, you sure?
Not really, actually. See how nice you are to me first.
You're a dick.
Not a great start.
Now, I'm not trying to overly read into this, but this is a pretty intimate moment, and it seems like Owen is not super well equipped to handle the intimacy of it. Like, he's making a lot of jokes, he's poking at her. I think these are maybe subtle attempts at keeping some distance in a moment that is very close for the two of them. Maybe it's anxiety provoking. Maybe he has some level of like hope or expectation for what this is going to mean for our relationship. But he seems a little bit skittish here. And that's okay. At the same time, you know, it's cool to joke around. Maybe that's part of our dynamic. But, you know, there's a part of me that wishes maybe he would take a more serious tone for a second. And instead of ribbing on Abby, you know, maybe say something more clear and direct. Like, hey, you know, I know that this was really scary to get here. I really appreciate that you trusted me to come over here. It means a lot to me to be able to show you this. And I really, you know, I like you or I love you or whatever it is that he might say. And I think that would probably be meaningful. And that would facilitate some level of intimacy and reliability. As opposed to, this guy cares about me, but he keeps kind of ribbing on me when we get close, and he does things that are uncomfortable for me before he does something that's meaningful, and it just sends a very awkward message. And that lack of consistency over time is going to make it difficult to have like a full-fledged connection. Kaladnar, it's impossible for me to tell what attachment style Owen has based off of the little interaction we have. It's hard to know. But it's very much seems like they're still feeling each other out here. Like, this feels, so my wife and I play a game when we go out in public to like restaurants and stuff, where if we see like couples and stuff together, we'll kind of like watch and try to guess how long those people have been together and what part of their relationship they're in based on their behaviors. This feels very early relationship to me, where like we're still trying to establish dynamics. We're not speaking super directly. There's a lot of like playfulness and lack of assurance, and like we have to make things be somewhat cryptic and mysterious and whatever. So this reads as being very early on, where everything we do is very whimsical. We like each other. We're not sure we want to let on how much we like each other because we don't know if we can trust the relationship, etc., etc. I don't know that to be true. That's just kind of the vibe I get from watching them. And I don't have the ability to ask them, so. Let's see what else this place has to offer. A payphone? I haven't seen one of these. Okay, it's not that exciting.
We have to come back here with the others.
That's good, yeah. Get them to break the rules, too.
You don't think it's worth it?
Let's see how much trouble we're in when we get back.
Ha. You love it.
Shut up.
So, could I get like a... Owen, you were right. Thanks for dragging me into this amazing place.
I'll think about it.
I'll take it.
Yeah, but then you want to invite everybody else here. So then it's maybe not as intimate for us. What's up, Jareth? I mean, the dude's trying, but... And now, I will say this as well. In fairness to the context, I don't necessarily know where people are going to learn to be good at engaging around intimacy. Like, this isn't a world that really breeds that. You know, again, one of the big conversations we always had through The Last of Us 2 was connection is the antithesis to survival. Now, because they're part of the WLF, it seems like they maybe have a little bit more survival odds, right? Like, there is more safety there, so it makes this a little bit more possible. But you wouldn't learn, here's how to facilitate an intimate emotional relationship with somebody growing up in this world. You would learn, here's what to avoid and here's how to survive. So now all of a sudden the demands of the environment are different. And now I feel this desire to be close to you, but I don't really know how to facilitate that kind of communication. So we do have to take context into account in terms of how the two of them are engaging around this, because there's a good chance they just don't have a template for it. Their parents could, well, I mean, Abby's dad is dead. We don't know anything about her mom. We have no idea what Owen's parents' situation is. We don't know what the template is. Probably brutality and survival and directness and skittishness and cynicism. Those are what we've learned keep us alive. Not this. Worth noting. Oh, what have we here? I don't know that that's related, Kara. I mean, maybe. Possible, but... Alright, so this was very obviously a place where some people stayed. Oh!
Oh, God.
Shit.
Dad. I'm taking Max away from here. He can't spend his life locked inside this rotting building. All he'll do is take on your weaknesses. When the soldiers killed Mom, you just stood there like a coward. What kind of example is that? You should have gotten angry. You should have made him hurt worse than they hurt her. I want Max to see what it looks like when people are willing to stand up for what they want. When they're willing to make something of their life. The world is harsh. It's up to us to change it. Quote, only when weak may I carry my true strength, end quote. Maybe we'll be back someday. If we do, I hope you're not still sitting in your stupid fucking chair. Oh. So in a lot of ways, this actually makes my point for me that we just talked about. That this kid, understandably so to some extent, is being taught that emotional and relational strength is in survival. It's not in connection. That if somebody's going to come fuck with you, you make it painful for them. You stand your ground. You fight back. And we're willing to leave folks that matter to us because we see them as liabilities. I mean, that is not going to breed healthy emotional connections. It's going to breed survival connections. Because there's probably some part of this note, as much as it sucks to read, that's correct in this world. That being locked up in a building like this is probably not going to help. You're not going to last very long. But also fighting against a force that's got maybe more firepower than you have is also not great. So I'm going to take our kid or whoever this, I don't know what this person who wrote the notes relationship is to this guy, but like, I'm going to take the kid and we're going to try to navigate this world differently than how you are. Boy, that's heavy.
His kids are enough to join the Scars.
Jeez. Well, on the bright side, I found these keys.
What is wrong with you?
He's a skeleton. He doesn't need them.
I just don't understand how anybody willingly joins the Scars.
Why not?
Because they're an insane cult. That's why.
Well, in the QZs, people would refer to the Fireflies as terrorists. Fanatics.
We were naive. We weren't fanatical.
We blew up checkpoints and assassinated soldiers.
It's not the same.
I'm just saying...
Don't say shit like that at the stadium, okay?
Okay, all right.
This is what happens.
What time do you think it is?
This is what happens when you're pulled into strongly ideological groups. You learn in that group that the way you're doing it is different than if others do the same thing. And by virtue of isolation and having your needs met by that group, you are groomed to take on that mentality. So that if somebody presents information like Owen does here, you fight for the group. You use the narratives that the group has propagandized into your mind to make it okay that you have done a thing, because it's unbearable to think of yourself as being in a group that would do things that you consider to be atrocities outside of the group. So this is the power of being in a cult or being in a strongly ideological group, where Abby is protecting the group that she's in, understandably so. But when Owen presents information that we might say is objectively closer to the truth, Abby fights against it because that counters every single narrative she's ever heard about the Fireflies or the WLF. Right? Like when you can connect to the purpose of a group, all of a sudden actions feel justifiable. In the same way that when we're playing as Ellie, some of the deaths that we're creating as we follow the cause all of a sudden feel justifiable. The warpath that Abby's on, some of the decisions we make, all of a sudden are justifiable because ideologically we can get on board with it. And in a lot of ways, you could say that a huge chunk of the fan base of this game is in the cult of Ellie. The cult of Ellie and Joel, that we believe ideologically in them to a point that we're willing to commit atrocities and hate on everything else outside of it because it threatens that for us. So Owen is introducing dissonant ideas, and we're seeing Abby do what's called assimilation as a form of inconsistency compensation, where she is basically trying to take what he's saying, her experience of a person she cares about, offering counter information to a group that she grew up in, ideologically believes in, and she's taking those previous expectations of that group and her cognitive schema of that, and she's trying to jam what Owen is saying into that pre-existing box by saying we're different. But you notice as he pokes, she gets to a point where she can't really articulate the difference and then basically just says stop. It's because these are not original thoughts of her own. These are thoughts that have been shoved into her. And if you don't understand the reasoning for the thoughts that are shoved into your mind, you eventually hit a block where you just go, I don't know. Because they're not well thought out original ideas about things. They're not critical ideas. It's okay to be part of a group and still be critical of that group.
I don't know. We got time.
And Abby's still pretty young. So, I mean, if she to this point hasn't... And her dad was a Firefly. So, also seeing the Fireflies as being some form of, like, terrorist cult or whatever, if that's how she was to move to see it, means that her father was part of that group, which means now all of a sudden she has to differentiate herself from her father, which she may or may not be willing to do or ready to do. So, the other thing I'll say is Owen now pushing against this makes a little bit more sense if you think about it. If Owen perceives the Fireflies and maybe by extension the WLF as being a form of cult or like overly radicalized idealist group, seeing Abby's rigid adherence to the norms of that group is going to be a threat to him because he's going to see her adherence to that as a potential threat to their relationship. And if he's really thinking about it, a threat to Abby's autonomy. So him pushing her to break these rules and see them as something that don't need to be followed rigidly is perhaps his way of trying to take care of her from being sucked into a group that maybe ideologically he doesn't agree with and maybe thinks that Abby doesn't even agree with. Hard to know if that's consciously happening for him, but his pushes against the boundaries of the group that she's trying to adhere to starts to make a little bit more sense when you see him questioning the motives of that group. We do this to folks all the time.
I think it's the same family from the boat.
That'd be my guess, yeah.
Max's place. Oh boy.
Want to try those keys?
Oh, yeah. This one? Nope. How about... Got it. Damn. Painting this must have taken forever.
Well, they certainly had time. The open ocean experience. Ooh, I got bad vibes. I wonder if this maybe wasn't so much of a room for Max as it may have potentially been a cell? I mean, I hate to go in that direction, but this doesn't exactly seem like a warm room that would be created for a child to thrive in. This kind of seems like a place where you would keep a child if you were trying to keep them safe, but it was causing issues. I mean, that is, I don't know. I don't know if we'll know, but... Oof. Or it was locked after the kids left. That's a good point, too. It's hard to know. It's just like... That's the thing, though, right? Like, this world makes you think about shit like that. Hey, more vertigo.
Don't tell me you want to go down there.
Come on.
Owen,
Last thing. I promise.
You better not be lying, dude. If he's lying, we're done.
Just, don't look down.
just go.
You're good.
Now, from an attachment perspective, purely from an attachment perspective, whether you agree with what Owen's doing or not, there is some attachment credibility to this. Abby is experiencing distress right now. She's going against her vertigo, against her fear of heights. And Owen is showing a degree of physical / proximal reliability and emotional reliability by trying to scaffold this for her and be there for her as she does it and encouraging her to do it. That level of reliability in times of distress to him and equating his presence with her ability to overcome these things is absolutely something that can facilitate a secure attachment to him, whether you agree with his methods or not. Consistency and reliability in times of distress are what help a person seek that person out when they're stressed out in the future, because they start to internalize that person as safe. And so if this was to continue to happen and be a pattern response, it's potentially true that Owen could either come next to her father or override her father as an attachment figure that she draws on when she's stressed out, which is perhaps why she's seeking out Owen in the present, because he represents some kind of safety to her, even if he's done things that hurt. Hard to know. Like, that can create some attachment chaos, but what he's doing is absolutely something that can facilitate attachment.
I'd love to meet this kid.
I mean, he's a scar. Maybe you have.
Jesus, I sure hope not.
If the WLF refers to Seraphites as scars, likely to other / dehumanize them and make fighting them easier. Do you think there's an issue in us, chat, as outsiders, referring to them as scars as well? I think that just kind of speaks into the way that we've bought into the narrative that we're more emotionally invested in. We call them scars because people that we're starting to understand why they operate the way they do are calling them that. We are getting inducted in the same way that other folks get inducted. Yeah, us calling them scars is a point of self-reflection for us. Holy shit. We're also using the othering language because people that we have some form of investment in are using that. And it's easier for us to do that because we get to be part of the group if we do that. If we don't refer to them as scars, then we are outside of this group. And we've learned that the WLF doesn't do very well with outsiders. And because we're trying to learn more about the WLF, why on earth would we call them Seraphites? It's fascinating. The game makes us go through a lot of the same processes that the characters go through. It's a great question,
Solid
King.
fort, Max. Excellent craftsmanship.
Say the dude, Owen, say the password, you
Get on in
idiot.
here.
Say the password. How are you about to go in this castle without the password? What a metaphor for the way this dude lives his life, huh? He literally says no trespassing and to say the password. And this guy's just like, nah.
Wow.
Yeah. You see that? Told you they were spotted.
Yeah.
You want me to slow down?
No.
Is it this? It's this, isn't it? You are disgusted by it. Come on, Ab.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. Talk to me.
I know all the leads have dried up. But Joel's still out there, you know?
I know. What can I do?
Let's go back. We can still make training.
You go ahead.
What about you?
I'm gonna hang out with the seals for a little while.
I'm sorry.
They told you already. Don't be sorry.
Oh, there's a lot there. Okay. Two things, 2 points. First one. This is more of a deep psychological hypothesis. I don't know it to be true, but that's why you're here, right? As far as we know, Abby's father was her primary caregiver and attachment figure. Her father was killed, was taken away from her. Because she experienced that as being as traumatic, one of the ways that she very likely made sense of that trauma is that people who are emotionally available to you and reliable and take care of you could be taken away from you at any point for reasons you don't even understand or do. So beyond the fact that she's got outward conviction to go find Joel, her hesitance to engage with Owen there and her pushing away, I think is her subconscious trying to say to her, do not let this guy in. Do not create an emotional bond with this guy, because we live in a world where that could be taken away, and I cannot bear the idea of that being taken away too. And if that is indeed what's going on for her, it makes complete sense. That's the way that trauma can affect people's relationships. It's the way attachment injuries can affect people's relationships. Maybe she wants to engage with Owen. Maybe that she would like to have that intimacy, but she can't bring herself to do it. Or maybe she doesn't. And if she's just not into Owen, that's totally respectable too. I'm not trying to make it sound like Abby should engage with Owen here. But if we were to maybe look for an explanation of why she pulls away and why she's not quite ready to go there with him, beyond maybe just not being ready in the general sense, it could be because deep down, she has still not quite processed fully the death of her father and what that's meant for her and how she's going to engage with relationships going forward. And I think that her conviction to find Joel sort of gives us a window into that she doesn't really see the death of her father as resolved until Joel is dead. And so she's bound some of this to, I gotta kill Joel, in the same way that we saw Ellie bind into, I've got to kill Abby. Like, we're seeing a parallel process there, obviously. Now, Owen obviously has other desires. His father wasn't killed by Joel. And if Owen's an idiot, he's going to go, this woman has daddy issues, and that's why she won't be with me. And he's going to make it all her fault, and he's not going to look at the way that he's basically pushed her and facilitated intimacy maybe beyond a way that she's ready for. And I think some of that is true, because when he says, talk to me, that is an invitation. That's an invitation for intimacy and for her to share what's going on for her. And if you notice, what happened is when she disclosed what was going on, because he's facilitated intimacy, he facilitated just enough safety for her to say what she needed to say there. She says it, and what's the first thing he does? He walks away. He turns around and walks away from her and gets frustrated. And a rule of thumb that I try to help people understand in relationships at any given point in time is do not ask questions you are not ready for the answer to, and do not tell somebody to open up to you unless you're prepared to actually listen to what they have to say, and you can manage your own emotional experience with what it is they have to say. He walks away from her. That is a relational punishment. He doesn't use that as an opportunity to connect with Abby. And that would have been, of all the moments that he's had, that's the moment where he could seal the deal with her. When he says, talk to me, and she brings up Joel and she talks about it, and instead he sees that as a threat to whatever they're going to have, and he pulls himself away because that was too vulnerable for him, and now this is being shit on, instead of him seeing this as an opportunity. Oh my God, I can be here. I can listen to this. I'm the guy she's talking to about this. I'm a guy that she wants to come with. Tell me more about that. Let me be here. Let me be emotionally available to you in the way that I was physically available to you while we were walking down that ladder. He could have hit a home run there, and he doesn't do it because he sees Abby's disclosure as a threat to the relationship because he's just too obviously immature to understand this emotionally what's going on. Which is all the reason why I think Abby is comfortable saying, too bad, and walking away. Because that was his shot. That was his opportunity, and he blew it. You got to be ready for that, friends. You got to be ready for that. If you're going to tell somebody, hey, tell me what's going on, if they tell you something and you don't like what they said, you have to remember the pretense for the fact that they disclosed that. It's because you opened the door. You open a door and somebody walks through it, and then you get mad at them for walking through the door. Why'd you open the door and invite them in the first place? Keep the door shut if you're not ready for what's going to walk through it. It's a bummer, man. Like I am bummed out for Abby in this moment because he wasn't there for her in a way that she needed. He was there for her in a way that he wanted to be. And I'm bummed out for him because he completely missed an opportunity to connect with this woman in a very meaningful way because of either a lack of maturity or a tendency to over-personalize what it is that's happening. I'm bummed out for both of them, but especially for Abby. And maybe he has heard the I want to murder Joel conversation. But if he's heard that conversation 100 times, then he has to synthesize that with the person he loves. Right? Like if it's that strong of a conviction for her, if she's made it very clear that her vengeance and warpath for Joel is part of what makes her tick right now, then that's, you gotta, at some point, you gotta choose to either sign up for that if you're gonna be with her because that's an intensely important moment for her, an intensely important thing, or you set a boundary and say, you know what, Abby, I can't do this relationship if that's what you're gonna do. But even there, you gotta be clear about that. You know what? I like you a lot. This is a part that I just can't get on board with. So I'm going to stop initiating closeness with you because I don't want to send a mixed message. Because if he's continuing to do this stuff to override that conviction and talk her out of it, and she continues to be very firm in that, then he's not really helping the relationship. He said, what can I do? And stepped back. And is that worth anything? I think it's worth something if he genuinely is asking, how can he assist? I don't get a sense that the what can I do was a what can I do? What can I do was basically a resignation that I believe there's nothing I can do. And I really wish you would get on board with that because then we could be intimate here. So I think the cadence of the what can I do was more of a defeat as opposed to a curiosity in terms of how it came off. And again, Chad, I want to reiterate, like, if you're watching this, I don't care about comparisons between what's happening here necessarily and what's happening over with Ellie. Like, Owen's no better or worse than Dina. It's just different, right? Like, there is parallel process here, but Joel's no better or worse than Jerry. Abby's no better or worse than Ellie. Like, though that's, who cares, right? Like, they're just different people with different pasts and different contexts. Dina did a lot of things that facilitated intimacy between Ellie and herself. Owen's attempting it. Abby, in her own way, is attempting it, and it's just not clicking, and that's okay. It's a lot of stuff.
What if Owen's somewhere else?
He's there.
Let's get off the roof before someone sees us.
Well, look at that. Manny might be insufferable, but he's a bro for coming with us.
No. We don't know what happened. I gotta find him.
I mean, if he really killed Danny...
Fuck Danny. I'm jealous Owen got to shoot him before I did.
Whoa, Abby.
I appreciate that Abby's willing to just say, like, look, dude, you're not going to talk me out of this. So basically make your
I
decision.
do appreciate you helping me sneak out.
If
like
you're
this.
coming with me, you're coming with me. Don't even try to instill doubt in this. Either you can say your piece. You could say whether you want to do this with me or not. But then once you make the decision to come with me, when I'm very clear that this is what we're doing, then stop trying to talk me out of it. You either commit or you don't. I'm watching you, Manny.
Yes.
How are you getting to the aquarium? The highway?
Can't. Too many patrols. I get spotted for sure. I'll rough it. Aquarium's due west of here. Keep following the sun, right?
I'm coming with you.
I've done this before.
Not with this many scars in the area.
Manny, please.
All right? You know best.
At least he stands down when Abby holds her ground. Like, I do appreciate that. And Abby's not forcing Manny to come with her. So, you know, she says I can do this on my own. If he's going to make this decision to come with, then you're coming with and you're going to help. Could it be coming off as a major dick to protect himself in some way? He certainly could be, Shelbs. It's hard to know for sure, but yeah. Do you think this was Naughty Dog's intention to make Abby a more sympathetic character with this section of gameplay? Because well, whether they intended it or not, I think it does. And that's why I want to reiterate that I am playing this without thinking about what she did in the future. We're not going to use hindsight to make sense of what's happening here. We're going to use the present to understand what's going on with Abby. We're not going to say like, wow, this person's, because if this game started with Abby instead of with Ellie, I don't think we would have the same kind of tension in playing as her as we do at the time that we started playing as her. So we're not taking that I'm not taking that into account in terms of the way that I conceptualize this.
Did you know someone's squatting here? What's this? Oh. No. Whispering Spanish in my ear? Hey!
That's private.
Oh my god. This is your place? How many sextons do you have in this QZ?
¿Qué? Perdón, no hablo inglés.
I want to read that note! No! I want to read the note! No! They did the thing where they talk over the note and then I didn't get to read the note. No! I'm going back to the VOD and I'm pausing because I want to read that shit.
Hey. Thanks.
For this?
Yeah, and other stuff, you know. You're a good friend.
Come on, Abs. You know I can't handle all this emotion.
All she said was thank you.
Looks clear. Come on.
All right, before we open this gate, if you're here on Twitch right now watching this live, I want to let you know that I appreciate you immensely. Thank you for watching. Whether you're chatting, lurking, watching the VOD, I appreciate you keeping this spoiler free. I appreciate that you are having conversations about this game that are constructive instead of annoying like Last of Us 2 conversations can be. Thank you very much for coming and hanging out with me live while I do this. I enjoy chatting with you and reading your words while I play this. If you're watching me on YouTube right now, thank you so much for taking time to watch me on YouTube. I hope that you're enjoying this run immensely. I hope by now you've liked and subscribed to my channel. Share this stuff with folks. If you really like this, the best way that you can get this out to more people and incentivizes me to keep going is to share this and get more awesome people in here. I love the way that this channel has grown as a result of this stuff. I hope you've learned something from watching this. I hope that maybe my perspective on this has helped you see this game in a different light. And if you want to see more of the psychological illustrations, TikTok and Instagram are your place to go, and Twitter is kind of a mix of a bunch of other stuff. So thank you for supporting what I do in the ways that you do. It means the world to me. I always like to take a second just to acknowledge you.
Wish me luck.
When you find him, don't hit him too hard.
I'll do my best.
Oh, he's not going with me.
Put yourself out there.
See ya. Okay, just follow the sunset.
So that was actually a really cool moment there with Manny, and I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but you see how he shifted gears there for a second? Just really quickly when he said, seriously, watch yourself. That's meaningful. It shows that Manny has some level of self-awareness of how he shows up in the world, and he knows how to turn it off in a specific moment to actually provide a level of support and encouragement that is needed. And I actually have some respect for him in that. Like that was meaningful, and Abby could tell. And they were both willing to take that moment and draw from it. Pretty good stuff. All right, with the sunset, I'm guessing we're probably going to have to fight some infected. This does not bode well. What I would love to know if I had the opportunity would be what it is that Abby is thinking about Owen as we're going through this. Beyond just that, that moment that we saw in the aquarium. What is she asking herself? Is she asking herself...
Great.
Oh, boy. Like, what is she saying to herself about Owen? Is she thinking about what she's going to do when she sees him? What is she going to say? Like, there's lots of stuff that I really wish I could ask her about.
Ugh, what is that smell?
I will read the note later. This doesn't seem like the right time. Ooh, what have we here? Another David versus Goliath. Didn't we already get one of these? Covert ops. Oh, we already got that. My friends, forgive me. I have failed you. I was trying to escape a squad of wolves and stumbled upon a group of demons. They caught me off guard. By our prophet's grace, I will die before the corruption sets in and I lose control of my senses. Now, more than ever, I see the righteousness of our path and the corruption of the wolves. I will die happy knowing I played a small part in restoring the purity of our species and our world. Should you find me, set me alight and say her words over my remains. Henry.
Yeah, no. You can rot here.
Well, here's the thing, though. Spirituality and religion are great ways to answer existential questions in times like this. And so people's really rigorous adherence to spiritual principles like that during this time makes a lot of sense. I know we might look at it and go, yeesh, but I mean, people look for meaning in times like this. And if you can find spiritual meaning and you have the right charismatic people to get you in on it and you get your needs met through it, you're going to follow. So as outsiders, maybe we don't fully understand it. Maybe we even look at it and go, ugh, like I certainly do. But it makes sense why people would become religious fanatics in a time like this. I mean, we're all in some ways becoming ideological fanatics. Like, this is a world of extremes. It's not a world of moderation. It's also a freaking beautiful world, man. God damn, did Naughty Dog knock it out of the park with how beautiful this game is. I cannot get over how fantastic the art design in this game is. Oh my god. I just want to look at everything.
Figures.
Yeah, we ain't going that way.
Going over that wall.
Is there a dumpster nearby? Nope. Uh-oh. Hey, a coin.
Nice.
North Dakota. 2002. Neat. I really hope I have a mask. I gotta believe that I would, right?
Oh shit!
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on! Really?
Off to a great start.
Well, that's not where I would have wanted it to end. I'm sure video games might get there at some point, Neuro. At this point, I just kind of assume that when we walk down a narrow hallway, something's going to happen. Like, I feel mostly unfazed by that. See, a second one in the same spot would be awesome. that to me would be good. It's like when we got attacked at the workbench when we were Ellie. Like, that violated our expectations. At this point, it's almost like if nothing's on the end of the corridor, that's a violation of my expectation. I thought I already found this and did the craft shivs thing, but alright, whatever. Shiv recipe unlocked. I think we should probably make one. Maybe I found what is Ellie King. The book? Oh, maybe that is true. Yeah. I could have swore though that like at some point we saw a thing where it was crafting shivs. Like I really thought we found it as Abby. It doesn't matter. Like whatever. May she guide you. All right, we in Seraphite territory now.
Yeah, guide you right off a cliff. These freaks are in our backyard.
Wow, that's actually really impressive though. Look at that. Literally carved out of the like concrete and brick. That's impressive as shit. If you go to your YouTube, you can watch your rod and double check. Thank you, Sean. Thank you. I may just do that. Yeah, I was gonna say, can we get the links command so I know where to go for it? Thank you. Alright, did we get some cloth? Damn it. Oh, I hate this. All right. As long as I think there's only one more. Sure hope so.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, that could have been worse. She was just making copies. I know, I'm so terrible. Killing people with their normal office duties. Who knows? Maybe the infected have a full system of operations at this point that we just haven't fully appreciated yet. They do not use the term zombies in the game, Seb. They use the term infected. Zombies implies that people came back from the dead, I think, which is not really what's happening here. These people are getting hosted by, or are hosting a fungal infection. That was another tight squeeze. All right, up we go. The most impressive thing about the cordyceps infection is the complex office bureaucracy they established within their hosts. True that. I'm gonna break every piece of glass in this game, man. A safe! Alright, chat, start the clock. How long is it going to take Dr. Mick to figure this one out? I'm guessing that our clue is in another building, though, so... At least that's how it's been up until this point. Good shit. A lot of good stuff. I like this. This is good. See, so after seeing that car moving, how do I know that there aren't seraphites around here? You know, like turning my light on is a little bit scary in that regard. Come on over, baby. Come on over.
2 down. Millions to go.
Millions to go indeed, Abby. Got to hear a little dominoes action? Got to be something in here that gives us the combination, right? Like a piece of paper somewhere. There's got to be a reason why. Simple wardrobe, huh? Hey! Hey, look, there's a combination. Boy, people just love... cybersecurity and security just ain't a thing in this, is it? Bo. I'm sorry I wasn't here when you got back. The place must look like a bomb went off. Someone must have tipped off Fedra to our little ration operation. Bet it was Zhao. That snake. I managed to hide some of our stuff, but I worry our business partners aren't going to be happy. With their shipment gone. I put some of the supplies in the safe. The combination is 689689. Come and join me in our other hideout. It's time to think about an exit strategy. Be safe. May. 689689. Oh, yeah. Give me all of that. Urban Warrior. Close quarters combat training for civilians. By Corporal Lance McGrath. Nice. New upgrade branch. Close quarters. Momentum. After killing an enemy with a strike for a short time, your next melee attack will also be a strike. Strikes are high damage melee moves against stunned or surprised enemies. Well, that seems like a really useful branch. At the same time, move faster while prone. Increase efficiency at crafting shivs. Yeah, I like that. So we're gonna get this one decked out, and then we'll go for the next one. Does not beat my record of 47 seconds. Damn it. Someone needs to write a book on far quarters. Agreed. Why is that not a thing? Yeah! Alright, anything else good in here? What is this?
What is this?
It's an egg. But I don't really know what else to do with it. Relic of the Sages. Okay. An Easter. Well, do we go downstairs and see what other stuff's down there? God damn it. I hate to leave a part unattended. You never know if there's something interesting, so we're gonna have to do this one more time. Oh, Jesus! You dick! Fuck you! You're a goddamn bull in a china shop. Oh, wait a minute. That actually works here. Oh, shit. I hear Abby was a huge Legend of Zelda fan. This has been her fantasy for years, to be able to go into a shop and just break pottery like her favorite video game protagonist, Link. Don't act like you've never wanted to do this, chat. The opportunity presented itself, and I am taking advantage. Making it worth our while that we came back in here. Sweet. Shoot the ones in the shelves? No. Hey, this was worth it. Oh. Yes, sir. Double barrel shotgun. I'm freaking ready, man. What? What? Come on. Come at me. Oh, what a whiff.
Shit.
Wow, Abby reloaded that super fast. Look at that.
What a mess of this place.
Woo. Yeah. All right. That is sufficient. I didn't realize vases were so in vogue here. I'm telling you, the infected maybe have a whole chain of... I mean, I just ruined the entire infected China supply chain. You keep that up, she's going to make that mess at your house? God damn it. Basically when we gave you a shotgun, how about you test it out? Yeah, pretty much. I don't think I jumped down there. All right, where do I... That does not seem correct to jump down there. Oh, hello, sir. Didn't see you there. My prophet, may you grant the elders the wisdom they seek to lead us to victory against the wolves. Forgive my indulgence, but my time is short. I pray I can make it to Martyr's Gate to deliver this to you. May you keep watch over my child. Keep him happy. Keep him safe. So many have died since the wolves broke. Since the wolves broke the truce. I pray my family lives to see the rewards of our sacrifice. The world is hot. The world is not in balance. But I have done my part. Tonight, to right it, you have... I've done my part to fight it. You have led me through the storm. Now I must rest. May the current be calm. May you guide me home. West Virginia.
Family safe. Maybe don't join a death cult.
Abby, chill, man. You were part of the Fireflies. Weren't you listening when Owen instilled a little bit of doubt? Weren't you listening? Also, I didn't need to come all the way up here again. I'm realizing that I am a knucklehead that has never played an RPG before in my life. And that I don't think I even needed to do any of this. I could have just walked right through here. Then we wouldn't have had all the moments we had together, chat. Alright, this is literally the hardest puzzle in the game. Thank God the sun's taking forever to go down. The hell? Don't mind me. Just going the wrong way. We're good now. We're good. I knew it was this way the whole time. You're lucky you have me playing this. Y'all would have been lost for like 45 minutes. Not me. Not me. I figured it out. A little quiet.
Martyr's Gate. Truce is dead, but you just keep coming back here. Didn't we just clean all this shit up?
Damn. My prophet, I ask that you grant me, may you bring... Perhaps what I ask is impossible, but I must ask. Bless the wolves with your insight, with your wisdom, with your love, that they might renounce their selfish ways and lay down their arms. May you bring peace to this world.
You want peace? Easy. Stay on your island.
Ugh, Abby. No. No, the get off my lawn mentality ain't gonna fly here. I mean, if we're to believe, I mean, who knows what the truth is in terms of who ended the truce, but let's snoop around at these letters. My prophet, may you bring your children prosperity and strength that we might cleanse this world of its sickness and start anew.
That's a big ask, dude.
My prophet, may you grant the elders the wisdom to pair me with Edmund. He is strong and capable, tender and kind. I long to bear his children.
Ooh, someone wants to get laid.
All right, Abby. I mean, here's the thing, like, you know, it's easy to make fun of this, but if you find a group, again, if you find a group that gives you answers, gives you something to connect to in a really hopeless time, this shit happens, man. And honestly, the person that we should be looking at is either this chick or whoever the other person is that basically indoctrinated all these folks to follow this stuff. It's scary, man. It's scary what charismatic people can do to vulnerable folks. Really, really scary. My prophet, I wish to rejoin the hunts. May you grant my wish for a new steed, swift and strong, a new saddle, and a new bride. Or a new bridle. New bride. New brick. I don't know what that last word says.
She's not a genie, dude.
My prophet, my wants are few, my needs are simple, but my hands are clumsy, and I am unable to contribute to the efforts of our village. Mending, forging, building. I ask that you grant me these abilities, that I might be productive and respected.
Okay, at least that one's a practical request.
So, this makes me mad at the prophet. It makes me sad for these people that were slaughtering en masse that are following a really, like, out there ideal, man. Like, people get preyed on in this shit. It's really scary stuff. Like, the prophet is the one that is, I mean, yes, you can get into the whole, like, are people accountable for the decisions they make in following this stuff? You absolutely can. But we also have, like, research and information that shows that, like, you can very strongly manipulate folks into joining cults. And at some point, people lose their autonomy to the cult mentality. And at that point, the person that's in control, the cult leader, I mean, it gets into a very gray area of accountability. But I look at this shit doesn't happen without people preying on this. Prophet, I'm a good soldier. I have freed 2 wolves in your name. I will send you many more. Please honor me by letting me live long enough to see your salvation spread across the land. By freed, it means killed, by the way. Holy hell. Is this the Seraphite corporate office? Cam, thanks for the note. Appreciate it. Can't wait to see you again. Meanwhile, I'm stuck guarding the Scar Prophet. I didn't tell you this, but on the last shift I talked to her. I asked her, why is she doing this? Why doesn't she ask her people to lay down their arms? She started off with the usual Scar BS, how we need to go back to nature. Talked a bunch about the reliance we have on machines. But then she said she doesn't want a war. That Outbreak Day was a wake-up call, but not all of us woke up, or something like that. It was just getting interesting when fucking Lewis walks in and gives me shit about talking to her. But when he started screaming at her, she just smiled back at him. Even when they moved her cells and the other guards were calling her names and pushing her around, she just kept that calm smile. It was spooky. Everyone says she's crazy. But I'll tell you what, after hanging out with her, I get what she's saying. Don't get me wrong, I think her followers are fucking loons, but she has a way about her that draws you in. I hear rumblings that they want to move her to a more secure location. I'll see you back at home. Be careful, Sally.
Isaac. Fuck. You turned a crazy person into a martyr.
Oh, I want to know what the connection is between Isaac and the Prophet, man. What is this? Oof. Ooh, that's better than a piece of wood. I mean, really, I think the thing that stands out about playing through this is just kind of how scary ideological leaders like that can be. Like, if you're ridiculously charismatic and you're incredibly radical in your views and you can combine those two things and prey on the vulnerable, you can literally get people to act against their own will. And if you don't think these types of things are possible in real life, you're not looking hard enough, because it's happened all throughout history. Even recent history. It's really scary stuff, man. And we're all susceptible to this.
Losing my sunlight.
If you think you aren't, I got news for you. Okay.
Check the other structures. Clear the path to Martyr's Gate.
Martyr's Gate. Okie dokie. Oh, this is going to be interesting. I mean, it's just sad, man. It's just like, it's really intense to hear these people talk like this. These people are like shells of themselves. I'll be interested to see if I can get through this without killing him. I don't really want to if I can help it. I know I keep saying that.
Have you written your note for a prophet?
About a year ago. I take it you haven't finished yours?
No. Too many possibilities. Selfish thoughts cross my mind. I keep wanting to ask her to protect my family.
Thinking of others. It's not selfish. You'll see your intentions.
I will finish it later.
That is to go by Mother's.
So these folks have been taught that anything that is to their benefit is a selfish indulgence. It's a really good way to get people hooked, man. You get people to act against their own self-interest. And you make them look at that as something that is an admirable quality that invites you in. And you, again, you have to be charismatic to make that happen. You have to prey on the vulnerable, right? Like, this is a woman whose family's in danger. She wants them to be safe. This person says, you know, makes them question whether that's even a selfish ask. Oi, 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 man. I don't know which way I have to go, but I don't get a sense I can get out this way. I think I'm going to have to go up. I don't know if there's a way I can avoid this dude. Maybe there is. Oh, jeez. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Just worry about the infected, oh ye enlightened ones. I just gotta get to Owen. Engaging with them is not in my best interest.
Fuck. Hope Owen didn't come this way.
Oh. All right, we got through that. That could have been way worse. Could have been way worse.
There you are. Just need to get down to the street.
It's so far away.
I can do this.
So we hear a little bit of her own internal dialogue of like self-confidence, right? Like, and again, it makes you ask yourself, like, who is she drawing upon in order to access that? Because generally in the past,
What's all this?
we've
Of course
seen
she
her
walked
as
right into a scar cave.
not so confident. And these people are, Cable. When a child is born to the Seraphites, they're like a blank slate. Nothing but potential. You have fulfilled that potential beyond my wildest expectations. Forgive me for not being present for your initiation ceremony. I remember my own father soothing the sting on my cheeks with eucalyptus leaves soaked in cool rainwater. You will forget the pain in time, but the cuts will always be there to remind you of the wisdom of our prophet. We are imperfect beings, and thus we make ourselves imperfect in her eyes. May she guide you through the storm all of your days. May you always find your true strength. I am so proud of you. Your father, Ezra. Ooh.
That's sweet in a fucked up kind of way.
Oh man. I mean, if you want to get people to join your ideology and not question it, you get them to join as children. You absolutely get them to join you as children. Because children, in terms of like conceptualizing the world and making meaning out of things, are blank slates. Like, you don't come out of the womb understanding how the world works. So the earlier you get people, the more likely they are to defend your ideology. Even like we saw with Abby, like, she was part of the Fireflies from very young because of her father. And so she defends the Fireflies even if maybe she's adult enough to understand that maybe that's not great. So you indoctrinate kids at a young age and they don't question things. They see their caregivers as being part of this and they think, well, it must be the way to go because the people that take care of me are part of this group. There must be something to it. They don't have a breadth of diversity. You isolate children out, you indoctrinate them with the ideas, and you watch them grow into exactly what you want them to grow into. Where they would look at these scars that we're looking at going, oh my God, as like, yeah, this is a badge of honor. I'm so glad I have these. And there's really no getting people out of that. Like, it's rare for people to leave cults. And when they do, it can be really dangerous. Like, that's the other thing. You threaten people for leaving. Like, if you leave, we'll kill you. Or if you leave, you'll be excommunicated. Nobody will ever love you. Nobody will be there for you the way that we are. You threaten people's core sense of survival, and it holds them in. Locks them in. You are not going to have a conversation with a random person on the internet version of whatever is in The Last of Us and convert them over. Cults are terrifying. If we remember that we can be influenced to join a cult, it will be easier to get out. Not necessarily. It might make it harder for you to get indoctrinated in because you may be able to see it coming. But at the same time, cults are really good at what they do. I'll give this as a side example. It's not exactly a one-to-one, like apples to apples comparison, but if anybody in here has ever been to a timeshare presentation, you know what I'm about to say. There are people that go into timeshare presentations that say, in no uncertain terms, they absolutely will not buy a timeshare. They are only there for the vacation that they get as the result of going to that meeting, and there is no way in hell they are going to buy a timeshare. And those people will walk out with a timeshare. It would blow your mind because it's a very systematic way of breaking people down and using their vulnerabilities and making rational sense of something where you can just be charismatic enough. People who sell timeshares know exactly what they're doing. And you could be as well-intentioned as you want to be going into that and think that your boundaries are really strong and still get pulled in. And even if you end up not taking the timeshare, you still will get pulled into that. Like, it's amazing how people can use your own psychological drives against you. That shit's been refined for decades. So, yes, you have to see yourself. If you go into a timeshare presentation not seeing yourself as susceptible to it, you're in trouble. You go into a timeshare presentation recognizing there is actually a chance that I could be pulled into this. You're going in with a more realistic expectation. That is likely to maybe buffer it out where, like, if you start to feel yourself getting pulled in, you go, holy shit, it's happening. I gotta go. a fascinating thing, man. Really fascinating stuff. Alrighty. Let's keep moving. Feels like we've barely even moved forward toward the Ferris wheel, man. I feel like I've been playing this game for 5 hours and we've made no progress. Thank God the sun, again, in real life. Oh shit.
So close to Martyr's Gate.
Damn it.
This
Just
site is
keep
common.
heading down.
It will serve its purpose. So, should we help with the search for the runaways? Emily is taking the group into the woods at sundown. She'll find them. Good. May our prophet.
Oh no, no! I was just trying to look, man. I wasn't trying to push her off the edge. God damn, every time I die in this game, it's because I freaking fall off of ledges. Uh-oh. Oh no. This woman may have to die. Maybe not. Nope. Shit. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
God, what the fuck did I walk into?
Seraphite nest. What do you think you walked into?
No. I just don't like being out here. The trees, the green, the air is stale.
Once we're settled in, we will burn the old pictures and machines. Plant our seeds and trees, just as we did back home. In time, the Earth will reclaim this place. It'll be as if all this was never here.
Yeah, machine's bad, right? Says the guy holding a gun to protect himself. Like, you gotta be consistent, my dude. If you're gonna say no to modern technology, oh shit. If you're gonna say no to modern technology, you gotta say no to guns. I'm so sorry, man. I gotta take you out.
Don't try it. Look, we need narcotics and stimulants here.
Does that trouble you?
People living before the cataclysm had no control. Why else resort to these chemicals?
Don't be quick to judge. Remember, they didn't know the words of our prophet and her wisdom on such things. They weren't beyond saving.
Oh god.
Shh, quiet. All right.
Oh shit. There's so many of them. Holy crap. Holy crap. Oh, man. Oh, shit. Abby Holyfield here. Oh, no. No, 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 no.
Get the fuck off me! Owen! Owen!
Hey.
Hey. Is everything all right?
Yeah. Is it about time?
No. No.
So, what's up? We got orders?
Sort of.
Sort of. You know what? Just, how about we hold off on the Isaac talk for just a minute?
Owen,
When's the last time you were here? Look around. Take it all in.
what did you do?
You know, just rip out some vines, paint some walls.
Put up some lights. Wow, he wasn't kidding. This is his place, huh? We got music? Damn.
Is Alice out here?
She's out with Mel.
You guys doing okay? Dating life's good?
For the most part, yeah, I mean, she can be really sweet.
Must feel nice after me.
Well, under that badass exterior, you can be pretty sweet too.
You have a bad memory.
Selective memory.
All right, so we've been broken up. I think that's understandable. I mean, we talk about it matter-of-factly. That's cool, too. Nothing wrong with having a cordial relationship with an ex.
You're not painting over Max's mural.
I'm embellishing it.
Oh, you've really moved up from graffitiing Firefly tags.
Oh, did you hear another Firefly joined last month?
Ex-Firefly.
Well, she'd also heard about a regroup in Santa Barbara.
Was there any proof to go along with that rumor?
No.
How about that?
It's kind of sweet that he's keeping the kids' old drawings, but making it prettier. It's badass. I mean, hey, it gives you something to, like, gives you something to do. Is the gift shop open yet, Owen? No? Why am I here?
Well, this looks complicated.
Don't touch that. Abigail?
You doing a science experiment?
Kinda. Making some prime hooch here. If you're nice, I'll give you some.
Lucky me.
This is a reminder, chat. We got to put this moment in context. Allie just got, or I keep calling her Allie. Abby just got the living shit beat out of her and is in a time of adversity. And now all of a sudden we're thinking about Owen. So there's absolutely something to this relationship.
Did you take up archery or something?
Or something.
Remember, when people don't have a person proximal to them in a time of distress, they will engage the internalized object of that person that they have. It's interesting to me that in 2 times of adversity with Abby, we have thought about Owen, not her father, Jerry, which tells me that she probably transferred some or most of, or even all of her attachment over to Owen. Not necessarily, it's just a hypothesis. Like, we do this. We pull from this. So Owen is apparently an internal, reliable caregiver. Or, I don't know, caregiver feels like a strong word, but the base, foundation for her. Look at this. Like a lounge area? Damn, man.
This is tropical. Where did you find it?
You remember that party store by the highway? Pretty big pain in the ass to get it all the way up here.
Got a little beer pong action. Look at this, man. Ooh, he wiped off Max.
Abigail, what are you doing?
You know you're the only person who calls me that, right?
You didn't say not to.
Abby, come back down.
Why? You hiding something?
Well, I feel like you haven't fully appreciated the downstairs yet. Come on.
Okay.
What have I not fully appreciated, amigo? I saw your dartboard. I saw your beer. What's this?
Ah, that explains the target.
Oh yeah, Mel and I have this competition thing going. Oh, I don't think you would enjoy it. It's pretty complicated.
I see what you're doing, and it's working. What do I do?
Okay. You see those targets?
Yeah,
Just hit as many as you can before the time's up.
I win. You better write my name up there.
You got it. Shake it off.
This thing
That's
sucks.
one.
Yeah, proud of you. Oh, good for you. Holy shit. 5. Halfway there, Abs. Hey, easy on the art.
Well, I'm making it better.
Ouch. It's like deep inside of me. Ouch.
Where's the other one?
Ah. Just 10 seconds left.
Oh my god, I clinched.
You only need one more.
Where? Oh,
5,
yeah!
3,
I hit it! You dick!
2, 1.
I did it! First try. How you like me now?
Yeah, it's great. You're good at everything.
Shut up and put me up on the wall.
I will. Later.
Are you scared of Mel finding out I was here?
No. She doesn't care.
So put me up on the board, Owen.
All right. Calm down. Okay, there's one last thing I want you to see.
Oh, so now I can go upstairs?
Yeah.
Is it that boat captain's body? 'Cause I saw it last time. You didn't put a Santa hat on it, did you?
What? No. That would actually be kind of cool. This is even cooler. Come on.
Would it be? I mean, whatever. So he gets weird when anxiety shows up. I don't think Abby knows him well enough to know that maybe it's a problem that she's here. He was hesitant to let her in. He was hesitant to put her on the board.
After you.
But yet he still seems very excited to have her here, to show her things. Hesitant to talk about his relationship.
What is all this? Festive.
You gotta get the full effect. Have a seat. Take in that view. Now, try that. Well?
The view is nice.
Oh, whatever. Philistine.
You want me to lie?
Yes, obviously. She's into this Christmas thing, and it's our 1 year, so.
I think it's adorable.
I think you can go fuck yourself.
No, I wish someone loved me enough to make me a stocking.
You don't deserve one.
What, a stocking? Or someone who loves me?
Why are you in such a good mood?
Am I?
You should blow off training tonight. Abby, when the moon comes
I
out.
found Joel's brother. He's at a settlement out in Wyoming.
How do you know that?
The Fireflies who served with him got picked up at the wall.
I thought he quit like a decade ago.
Yeah.
So, have these guys heard from him since?
It's a lead. I gotta see it through.
Okay, but you know that even if he is there, and you do find him, he might not know where Joel is, right? Did you tell the others?
Everyone's on board. Mel included.
Oh.
We can leave next week.
Isaac's never gonna let that many people go off base.
He already did.
Bullshit.
Who's more about justice than Isaac? He knows what Joel's done. Hey. We're doing this together, right?
Of course.
Oh. What a freaking alpha move. I mean, Jesus. Owen and Abby's relationship just does not seem to have a very solid foundation here of like open and clear communication, man. Now, I admire in some... Okay, so I understand that Abby wants to kill Joel, but I admire her conviction, like, in her plotting of this. Remember, Abby as far as Abby conceptualizes Joel, Joel is the person who not only killed her father, but also went against the Firefly's entire goal, which she was a part of, and ended the potential cure for humanity. So there are 3 real good reasons why she hates Joel. And the fact that she has been stewing on this for as long as she's been stewing on it, trying to figure it out, she hasn't dropped this. I mean, it's been years now. We went 4 years ago at the start of this stream, and now we're 3 months ago, and she's still thinking about it, and she gets a lead. And she went and basically went through all the protocols to get this thing to happen, probably knowing that the only way Owen would go is if everybody else was on board, and she leveraged what little connection they may have left from whatever intimate relationship they had. And then basically calls in a favor or a promise that was made that they would do it together. And he doesn't exactly say no. I mean, he certainly seems hesitant, but it seems like everybody he cares about is going on the journey. So he's off to fight Abby's war. In the same way that we saw Dina off to fight Ellie's war and Jesse. And she has created a circumstance that makes it so that he's got to go. I mean, he doesn't have to. He could say, no, I'm not going. I would be curious to see what would happen if he said, no, I'm not going. But their roles have flipped in some ways, right? Like, we saw him do this to her in the beginning of the stream when he jumped off the Ferris wheel. He forced her hand by leveraging their connection. She's doing the same thing here. She's forcing his hand by leveraging their connection and creating circumstance. That is a dynamic of the Owen-Abby relationship, which is why I am compelled to say that it's not really a healthy one. That instead of leveraging a shared interest in things and good communication, they box each other into connection and shared cause. Getting Mel first was a way of forcing her hand. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Of course. Of course she knew that if she didn't get Mel on board, that Owen's not going. I mean, I'm curious as to why Owen is such an important part of this for her, other than if he is indeed her internalized secure base attachment figure. And she needs him there as the boost of confidence. Like, we saw him power her through adversity. And she's maybe made some connection that Owen being there is a stabilizing force against the uncertainty of what it is to go to Jackson, Wyoming. That's certainly one reason we might hypothesize why she wants to take him with. Because I think overtly we would look at it and be like, why? Like, what does it matter? You're broken up. He's obviously got his head in a different place. Why do you need Owen there? Why are you pulling on a favor from 4 years ago? Haven't you, like, made other relationships or whatever? But there's something about him